everybody knows that there will never be a winner in this war, except, fatalities on both sides. And that is, disturbing the international community. Today, Europe is playing a significant role in trying more or less to push for a ceasefire. We have seen changes in governments now in their perceptions of defending Israel and what Netanyahu has been doing, lately. Now, 90 days have taken place, and this war is still going on. How far? What is the limit for Netanyahu to stop this carnage and the heinous crimes against innocent civilians?
Benjamin Netanyahu wants to retake control of Gaza's border with Egypt. The Israeli Prime Minister told reporters that it was the only way of ensuring the Strip was demilitarised. The Israeli Defence Force said it expected the fighting to continue throughout 2024. Live with us, Manwel Hassasian, who is Palestinian ambassador to Denmark and a former ambassador for the Palestinian mission in the United Kingdom. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Well, what do you make of what Benjamin Netanyahu is saying?
I think Netanyahu is trying to buy time, and he is procrastinating the stoppage of the war because he is trying to save his neck from being indicted for crimes of bribery and what have you. He is trying basically to flex muscles now in order to prolong himself, as a hero for public opinion in Israel that rates him to be one of the worst prime ministers. The occupation again of Gaza and trying to go back to the status quo before the withdrawal from Gaza during Sharon is something that is not going to be possible because it will be so hard to control again 2.2 million Palestinians living in such a condensed place, and he thinks that, by trying to continue killing people that he is getting rid of Hamas, and Hamas is still there. I mean, this is a recipe for disaster in the future. What Netanyahu should think, basically, for the sake of Israel, is the fact that he should stop the war, go back to the negotiations with the PLO, and let's go back to the two-state solution because that's the only way out. The international community is still, with the two-state solution. Even the Americans, with all the support that they're giving to Israel, are still, trying to think of brokering a two-state solution because that's the only way out, since military options have failed dismally on both sides.
The fighting has continued over New Year. We've had 100 people have been killed in Gaza in the past 24 hours, including, according to the health ministry run by Hamas there, a 3-month-old. We've had Hamas firing a barrage of rockets into Israel. How far off do you think we are from another negotiated ceasefire? Because we do know that discussions are still continuing in Qatar. A Hamas delegation was there only on Friday to discuss this a new ceasefire plan. Do you have hope that one could be agreed soon?
Yes. I think my gut feeling says that there should be a ceasefire very soon. I think the Qataris are working diligently on this issue with the Egyptians. And Hamas needs a break as well as basically, the Israelis need a break because they are incurring a lot of losses, with their invasion of Gaza now. Let us not forget the families of the hostages. The Israelis are putting pressures a lot on the government, and Netanyahu cannot but appease them by having another ceasefire. But this ceasefire is not going to be 2 days, 3 days. My assumption is that this ceasefire will take like 10 days until everybody, takes their breath and think it over, because everybody knows that there will never be a winner in this war, except, fatalities on both sides. And that is, disturbing the international community. Today, Europe is playing a significant role in trying more or less to push for a ceasefire. We have seen changes in governments now in their perceptions of defending Israel and what Netanyahu has been doing, lately. Now, 90 days have taken place, and this war is still going on. How far? What is the limit for Netanyahu to stop this carnage and the heinous crimes against innocent civilians?
And also, what is the limit for Hamas to actually release more hostages. Benjamin Netanyahu was saying in this same press conference on a different press conference on Saturday, he was saying that Hamas were giving all kinds of ultimatums that they couldn't accept about a possible new ceasefire. So they need to shift a lot further, don't they, to actually get this moving again?
I totally agree with you. I think Hamas is ready to give up much more hostages than before, because also, I mean, they are in a very critical condition. As you know, people are dying every day, and the people are also feeling stressed, with what Hamas is doing. You don't consider 2.2 million people are all pro-Hamas, as Israel claims. And as Nick Haley claims that, they should be wiped out, they should be forcefully diasporized to Sinai. Everybody is tired, especially the Palestinian side that are dying, hundreds every day. So, I mean, the ceasefire that Hamas will hold has to have some meaning in return. That's why this is the only objection. But as far as releasing hostages and getting this over with, yes, Hamas wants it as much as Israel wants it.
Yes.